An 8-year-old class 3 pupil, Ekuma's dream of becoming a midwife, just like her mother, is gradually fading away as doctors say she needs an urgent bone marrow transplant treatment after she was diagnosed with cancer of the blood cells, leukemia. Ekuma's mother says the family does not have the resources to raise the $88,000 required for the treatment. She's appealing to benevolent people for support. My colleague Maxwell Agbagba has more.
8-year-old Ikuya lies on a bed at the pediatric oncology unit of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. The once active tennis player for her school is unable to move any part of her body. She's weak and the clock continues to tick on her deteriorating health condition. Seated by her side holding her hand is her mother, Sharon Nadu Ankoma. Ikuya's mother, a midwife, has been confined to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital as a result of her daughter's condition. She has been describing the processes leading to Ikuya being diagnosed with leukemia, cancer of the blood.
So she's very active. She's not a sickler. She has never been diagnosed of any previous illness. She does a day in and day out activities normal. But later part in November last year, I realized she gets this temperature, which is on and off. It comes and goes, comes and goes. So in December, when she's going to school, sometimes she will refuse actually. Then there are times she'll tell me she will go. Then I also observe that she's having temperature. Then one day I just saw these lymph nodes. There was one here and one just behind the ears. I thought maybe it's one of those things that will go. And later I saw she's having this yellowish discoloration of the eyes. It was very yellow. So when I saw that, when you see this yellow thing, it's either the liver or the kidney, which is at stake. So I just took her to the children's hospital where we saw the doctor. We did the tests, we ran the full blood counts. But the WBCs were so high, the white blood cells were so high. And she was also having distended abdomen. It was a little bit bigger than the normal. Then the scan proved that the liver is enlarged, the spleen is also enlarged. Then this yellowish discoloration may be as effect of the liver. So we ran series of tests. We even had some to be sent to India for confirmation. We did something they call the flow cytometry, which came and they confessed it's an acute lymphoblastic leukemia.
Sharon says the family is in urgent need of $88,000, which is the total cost of medical treatment in India.
And I don't know how we are going to raise such an amount. And she is also not going to be fit if the bone marrow transplant is not done. Yes, she is growing weaker and weaker by the day.
Here at this ward, I've met Ikuya's 19-year-old brother, Edward Ivan Denny Ankoma. He says he's surprised his once active sister is unable to move any part of her body now. He's also appealing for support.
Yeah, she's brilliant and active. She's interested in sporting activities. Them to support her. They should try their best. So she gets well. We also do our part.
Senior resident at the pediatric oncology unit of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Michael Akboke, says Ikuya needs an urgent bone marrow transplant.
So we have started to treat her as we usually do after confirming the diagnosis. And for some months now, it seems the results we're getting is that this type of leukemia is not responding to the regular treatments that we usually offer. So that would mean a more aggressive approach, okay? So that's why we are proposing that as soon as possible, the Ikuya needs to get bone marrow transplantation to have a chance at cure. So as soon as possible. So what we're doing is to do our bit to keep the cancer cells from continuously multiplying. But the earliest we can get her transplanted, the better. Most cancers in children, unfortunately, we can't pinpoint, unlike in adults where we know if you smoke or you take a lot of alcohol or exposure to lots of things. Yes, those are the things we know. But for children, peculiarly, we don't seem to be able to pinpoint environmental contributors to the cancers. We know, for instance, if the child has been exposed to radiation, so things like X-ray, the tests that we do, or CT scans, if it has been exposed a lot, then there's a risk of her getting leukemias. Or if the mother was exposed during pregnancy, there's also a risk of the child getting leukemias. Sometimes there are some genetic factors that the children are born with that predisposes them to getting this cancer of the blood.